Mariners 3, Astros 4. Is it just me, or did we forget how much it sucks to lose to these guys? Welcome to the Dom Skiing Channel, your one-stop shop for the Mariners storylines on Seattle's minds. And you fall 4-3 to the Astros in extra innings. And you didn't necessarily deserve to win the game. They out hit you a 12-8. Out hit you on expected batting average 258 to 206. And then they end up winning 4-3. You almost just stole this game from them at the end. The momentum was just in your favor. You had just this feeling of we've beat you 9 times in a row dating back to last year, 6 times in a row to start the season this year, and we're going to do it again just because you guys don't know how to beat us. Momentum is a real thing, and that was something that was definitely felt in this game tonight. But the big picture, right, the big takeaway that's good is that Bryce Miller comes back and is healthy, and he looks great. Unfortunately, Cal Raleigh exits the game, and we don't know yet what the severity of this injury is going to be. All you can do is basically pray for good health. That's the one thing that you don't want to have happen is Cal Raleigh has to actually go on the injured list now. But Bryce Miller comes back and he's awesome. So going to go right to that to start out. And, 81 pitches, so he's still getting eased back into the swing of things. 8 swinging strikes, but he throws 7 different pitches, which is good. The biggest thing, though, look at these velocity increases from last year. There was the loose bodies in his elbow last year. Maybe taking this time off right now actually makes him better this year than he was last year. Which if we go, and look at his stuff from last year, right? The 5.68 ERA, 8-18 games started, 90 innings, less than a strikeout per inning. Just not what you want. And then back in 2024, you had that 0.98 WHIP and that 2.94 ERA. It looks to most people around the league like that was a career year, and I can't really sit up here and say for sure that it wasn't. But look at this, right? Here's 2025. Then we'll go look at 2024, right? Now, a lot of the times these guys who are doing these nasty pitches, right? Have a nasty fastball, and then 2 of these 3 things will be super nasty. And then this is kind of what their baseball savant's going to look like, right? It's going to be bad in certain areas and good in others. And he just reverted back basically in 2025. The xERA was right in line 5.27. He just was not that good, but he was averaging 94.7 last year. Back in 2024, he was averaging 95, and in 2023, 95.1. So do I expect him to hold up at 97.6 for the entire year? Probably not. But if he did, we could see another career year out of Bryce Miller. We could see another 3 ERA. When that fastball is pumping, is that gas. And honestly, what I'm going to harken back to is his MLB debut against Mason Miller in Oakland. When Mason Miller was still a starter with the A's back then. He took a no-hitter into the 6th inning, or not, maybe even the 7th if I'm not mistaken. And, he looked unhittable, like that fastball at 97 is what he was averaging on that fastball in his major league debut way back, in 2023. He was overpowering guys. The 19 inches of induced vertical break is the huge thing for him too. So to see that that's where it is, right now, he's averaging 97 with 19 inches of induced vertical break. I think that's where you get the Bryce Miller that could, challenge and be an all-star possibly. This year, obviously, it would be tough to do that. You'd basically have to have every start be completely awesome. It'd basically be the Jacob Mizorowski blueprint where it's like you just haven't had a bad start all year and you're so good in the short window of time before the all-stars are chosen. But anyway, that's a little bit off topic. Going back to tonight, the average exit velocities are low, 84.5. And the only pitch that was bad was the sinker, which the velocity was up on as well, a whole bunch. The slider, the velocity was up just as much. It really seems as though those loose bodies in his elbow prevented him from having a great year in 2025. Now, he was still awesome in the playoffs, so, he can still work to like an average and on his day be good when he is not, even if it's against a good lineup, just with his pitchability and stuff. even when he doesn't have this massive velocity. But when he does have this massive velocity, oh my goodness, that's where you're going to get Bryce Miller as, again, the career year guy from 2024. And you go back to, the whiffs. Like, he didn't get a whole lot of whiffs, 8 swing strikes and 81 pitches, but that's not what you're looking for right now. You're looking for the feel of the pitches to be great. That's where you're looking for, right now in this. And the feel on the pitches is great. This looks like the best version of Bryce Miller that we've ever seen. The 2024 version, quite simply, and even the version like in his debut. Will he hold it up? We don't know, but great signs from Bryce Miller. But man, as soon as you get one back, you lose one to the shelf again. Cal Raleigh goes on. I mean, he has to leave the game. At this point, it feels like he's going to go on the injured list. Not that I have any idea what the injury is, but it's like, with everything that's been going on recently, the scuffling at the plate, the recent injury before that, if he really did tweak something, it's like no harm just getting him right for the second half. Because this team's going to hover around 500 even without him, like at the worst. But if you're going to make a playoff run, if you're going to go win this division, you're going to need Cal Raleigh and everything he brings to the table, not only offensively but defensively. Mitch Garver can call a great game behind the plate, but his knees are even older. His pop time's even slower. That's some stuff you got to work. You got to look into. Johnny Pareda could be right back up tomorrow. And I mean, Randy Arozarena just continues to tear the cover off the ball. He's hitting .306 right now. He's the best hitter on the team right now. Luke Raley with another homer. He's absolutely on fire as well. Both of them 2 hard hits. Julio and JP both 3 hard hits as well. Julio is so good right now. He's so locked into the plate. A double today with the ribby, the walk, just 1 strikeout. JP 2 for 5 with the leadoff homer to begin the game. It's like there's a lot of good signs here. Then you dig deep into the bullpen. And the bullpen actually pitches really, really well. The run not earned on Alex Hoppe at the end, right? The Manfred man on second base. The Mariners were so close to scoring the Manfred man in the 10th inning. And that's really what the game came down to, is that you didn't score the Manfred man in the 10th inning. And when you have it, right, and it kind of works out, right, that they ended up with Bryce Matthews, one of the faster guys on second base. They immediately get him to third on like a wild pitch, and then all they had to do was get a ball to the outfield to have to win the game, which they end up getting a base hit. So fair play to Zach Cole and his walk-off. He actually went 3 for 4 and led the Astros in hits. I mean, Lance McCullers didn't have his curveball. You get the 7 hits, but only the 2 earned runs. Like, you would have, the 10 hard hits on 90 pitches. And both earned runs were homers as well. It's like you needed to, it's really unfortunate the way, the ball bounced today, where it's like you get a whole bunch of runners on base, but then the only, 7 hits and 2 walks, but the only 2 runs you score off Lance McCullers were the 2 solo homers. You get the homers when nobody's on base, and then other than that, you basically always have somebody on base. This is why it's so hard to beat a team, 10 times in a row, 7 in a season in a row. It's like, because something is going to happen, and something is going to shake the opposite direction. Shout out to the Mariners working 6 walks, though, tonight. That's very impressive. Only 3 for the Astros lineup. And then, the Mariners did only strike out 6 batters over the course of 10 innings, so, that's not necessarily ideal. The Astros win that department as the Mariners struck out 13 times. I think you struck out too much against McCullers. You didn't put enough balls in play when obviously you had guys on base. This is probably not the best video I've ever done in terms of deepest analysis, but it's like sometimes you just gotta look at what happened and see what you saw, and it is what it is. Also, just gotta give a huge shout out to my family. I've got absolutely love you guys. It's been excellent spending some time with you guys. recently, and that's why some of the videos haven't been coming out as frequently. For all my subscribers and watchers of this channel, but I got when you got an opportunity to spend some time with family, you got to go do it. You got to you play baseball, you pay attention to baseball because the things the things in life that really matter, and this is one of the vehicles to show your love and passion. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I don't really have that much to say tonight. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to go ahead and close out here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, as long as you go 1-0 every pitch, stay stoic and give all glory to God. You can't lose. See you guys tomorrow for, a chance to win the series 3-1. And you got Luis Castillo on the mound. He is fighting for a spot in the rotation, no doubt about that. There really is no good option with Luis Castillo except for him to pitch his way out of this. So let's just commit to there's no other way. Luis Castillo is gonna rebound, and he's gonna rebound from the slow start like he always does. I know it feels like there's other options, with Bryce Miller back, with the team so competitive, but there really isn't. The option is for Luis Castillo to get a whole lot better starting tomorrow. So let's do that, and I will see you guys for the pregame in the daytime. Go M's. And remember, as long as you go 1-0 every pitch, stay stoic, give all glory to God. You can't lose. I know I did it twice, but it's just one of those nights.